Hello class, I hope you're doing well today. I myself am marvelous, but please settle in, find a desk, and start doing attendance by clicking a thumb in the bottom left corner while I introduce you to what this new series is all about. The Briefing Room is the reincarnation of my channel's most popular, highly anticipated video series that I put out throughout the course of Battlefield Bad Company 2. Whenever I get into the Briefing Room, I like to break down a weapon, explain its damage, explain its range, explain everything that there is to know about that particular weapon, and give you all the information you need to make a good choice on what weapon you're going to take with you into the battlefield. Episode 1 will be taking a look at one of Bad Company 2's most popular weapons, but future episodes will include weapons from the games of Call of Duty Black Ops, Battlefield Bad Company Vietnam, and possibly even some Medal of Honor if I'm feeling lucky. So with that out of the way, I want you to sit up straight, grab a number 2 pencil, and direct your attention up to the blackboard with the film strip being presented in front of you. You will see the XM8 assault rifle in action in all of its glory, mowing down people left, right, and center. The film strip presented for today's class is a game breakdown from a 35-minute long game of Rush on Valparaiso Battlefield Bad Company 2. We were the attacking side, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Professor Swordsman, I'm so glad you condensed that down to just the meat and potatoes of the action of the weapon instead of the whole 35 minutes, and I know, I'm also thankful too. The last thing I want to do today is stand before you guys for 35 minutes trying to keep you guys entertained while dodging spitballs, paper airplanes, and probably bricks by the end of this. So let's get started on breaking down the XM8 assault rifle. You've probably noticed throughout your playtime in Battlefield Bad Company 2 that the XM8 has 3 different variations found throughout the multiplayer format of the game. You have the assault rifle, which we are demonstrating here, as well as the submachine gun and light machine gun variants. Each of the 3 variants do have some shared similarities, so that way if you get familiar with one and then decide to pick up and try out either of the other 2, you will feel right at home and familiar with the handling and the iron sights of the weapon that you'll be using. Let's continue now by talking about the damage that this weapon will do at close range and max range without Magnum. Whenever you are at close range, this weapon will do 16.7 damage. When you're at maximum range, it will drop down to 14.3 damage. What this translates into is it will take 6 shots to kill up close and 7 shots to kill at maximum range. When you magnify the damage with Magnum ammo, you will notice a significant difference when the base damage jumps up to 20.9 up close and 17.9 at maximum range, which then translates into a 5 bullet kill up close and 6 bullets at maximum range, so you do get a difference of 1 bullet for each range. Only the AN-94 kills with fewer bullets at 4 bullets up close, whereas the XM8 is tied with both of the AUG and the M416 weapons that also kill at 5 bullets each with Magnum up close. So again, it does make it fairly competitive when it comes to damage, as well as when you combine that with its fire rate and handling and recoil, it does make it a very serviceable weapon that will definitely prove to be useful in the battlefield. Speaking of fire rate, the XM8 is actually very competitive with its other assault rifles within its class. It fires at 750 rounds per minute, which is the 3rd fastest fire rate of any of the assault rifles, which does make it very competitive. You combine that with the high damage that it does with very reasonable recoil and its accuracy, and you do have a very powerful, useful weapon. Those bullets, mind you, will be coming out of there of a 30-round magazine, which is, again, standard for all assault rifles in the Battlefield Bad Company 2 assault rifle kit. So you can definitely expect those to be exactly the same. Every rifle you pick up will have a 30-round magazine, so it is, of course, competitive there because there is no competition. It's all the same. It does, however, enjoy the benefits of being the 3rd fastest reloading assault rifle in the kit. So that does make for a 2.1 second reload, which is behind only the M16 and the M4 respectively. So that again is another reason that pulls it ahead of some of the others for making for a very good overall nice weapon to have out there on the battlefield with you. Now I shall take a moment to explain that while you are watching this film strip up here on the chalkboard, you will notice that I'm not the best shot in the world. I do not have the best accuracy or the best response time to acquiring targets. However, even in my hands, this does become a capable weapon that is fully prepared to put down enemies close range, medium range, or even long range if you know how to work the trigger correctly. So again, even in the hands of someone that is not the best player in the world, just average, average solid player that goes to try to play for the win, that this gun can be a very powerful and competitive gun against just about any other weapon in the game. You don't need an M16 or an AN-94 in order to be competitive in Battlefield Bad Company 2. I just wanted to toss that out there for your consideration while you watch the film strip of the field test. Wow, see that 2 times fast, 3 times fast, whatever. But yeah, so Again, average level player, and I can make this gun definitely work for me, and I think you can as well. If you take this out onto the field, you should be able to have a good time with some pretty good results. And last but not least, I'm going to give this ranking its fun factor, which is a pretty arbitrary ranking that I'm going to be assigning to these weapons going forward in the future episodes of the Briefing Room. I'm going to give this weapon a 6 out of 10 in terms of fun factor to use. It's not a fancy sports car that's going to wow your friends and get speeding tickets and show off. No, it's that old truck that's been beat to hell and back, but it keeps taking a licking and comes back for you and is always ready to go every time you need it, no matter how muddy, dirty, or banged up you leave it. So with that said, a 6 out of 10 does seem fairly respectable for an everyday weapon that will get the job done on a consistent day in, day out basis. Now that does conclude episode 1 of the Briefing Room. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this. Do you appreciate this kind of work? Do you enjoy this type of video? Let me know in the comments below if you would like to see future episodes of the Briefing Room make its return. You may also feel free to leave any sort of requests and comments that you have concerning future episodes of the Briefing Room with what weapons you'd like to see reviewed, whether it be Battlefield Bad Company 2, MW2, or Black Ops. Take care, guys.